You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the June 8th meeting of the Michigan City Tree Board. You can find information on this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Looks like it's 6:30, so I would like to call the June 8th meeting of the Tree Board to order. Laura, if you could do a roll call, please.
Clay Putnam.
Here.
Laura Henderson, I'm here. James Mellowitz, not here. Tim Werner.
Here.
Mary Nell Murphy, here. Paul Przymolinsky, not here. And Dahlia Tsigas.
Here, present.
Hooray.
And Dahlia, welcome back.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great to have you back.
here.
I'm excited to be here.
Good.
A couple of items I would like to add to the agenda, if it's all right with everyone, under old business, arborist discussion. Any reason that we can't do that? All right, and under new business, I'd like to add an item for signage discussion.
Thank you.
All right. Approval of the minutes.
Also, I have,
yes.
under new business, I'd like to put Zoom policy.
Oh, yep.
That's right.
All right, so added, thank you. All right, approval of the minutes for 5/4/22 meeting. I don't know if all of us
Since
have seen the
nobody
meeting.
had them, I think we have to
Do
defer.
we have a motion to table the approval of the minutes to our next meeting?
I so move.
A second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries, it's tabled. All right, Secretary Treasurer's report and claims. I think, Dolly, I don't know if you had a chance to see the report. The rest of us looked at it. This is the only printout, and
Yeah.
Laura's
Yeah, my
Laura's
printer is
machine was
crazy.
going crazy.
Haywire.
I guess,
Do you
how
want
much
me to
money did we
defer that, too?
collect at our tree board giveaway?
$338.
Uh-huh.
Great.
Well, we collected that day. Oh, that's,
Between
was-
the 2 days.
Yeah, the
The
library
23rd
giveaway.
and the 7th.
that's wonderful.
Yeah,
People were generous with the donations.
They were.
really were.
Right,
Yeah.
they appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, they thought about what they would have to pay for these trees.
Yes. Exactly.
I'm not so good at the English. Yeah.
Any questions, or do we want to table the?
I move we table this
Until we
until
get
I
a
can
better version, okay.
send it out.
Okay.
Do we have a motion to table the approval of the Secretary
I
of
so
Claims?
move.
Or I'll second that, Laura.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. It's tabled, thank you. All right, any communications? Do we have any
Yes.
communications?
Let's see, I had some emails with James Mellowitz, and he said, is there any way I could attend the meeting by Zoom? Unfortunately, I have to be in Bloomington during the day and can't make it in person for this new date. So I called Drew and asked him about that. And I wrote back, apparently since the governor's emergency declaration about government entities using Zoom has expired, we would have to adopt a special policy about Zoom use. I'm pretty sure we have never done so. Drew is asking the city attorney to send me further details. Hopefully we can adopt such a policy at this meeting, but that will only cover future meetings, not this one, as Drew understands it. So James said, no problem, might be good to have it set up for the future. So I intend to be there in person if I can. And he also said, one thought on the city forester job that you might share at the meeting. What about assigning each member a target for publicizing the job listing? Like, I could take Ivy Tech, somebody else takes IU, someone else the closest Michigan schools, etc. That way we get the word out. I did post it on the Arborist Facebook group page. We really have to focus on this job opening. So that's what I heard from James.
Thank you. Any other communications?
Well, I think, Amber sent me a copy of the Board of Works policy, and she recommended that we use it, just changing Board of Works to Tree Board, and there's a date in there that we need to change. So if you want to look at
that's
this.
the policy.
This is a Zoom policy.
Zoom policy.
Zoom policy. Okay. Thank you.
And again, my printer has He eliminated a few lines in there, but you get the gist, I think.
So is it the idea that each board has to create their own policy?
There's a template. there's a
We have to
template.
pass a policy. Now, she
Each board,
recommended
yes.
that we not fiddle with this other than changing the name,
Correct, yeah, we don't want to
because otherwise we might be going against
Troubling
the law.
illegal
Right,
use
create
of
the
the-
wheel again.
Yeah, but if you want to use Zoom, you have to have a policy.
And it looks like 3.2, point 3.2 says, oh no, that's 50% of members must be present, but then there's somewhere else that said you have to attend.
You can't attend more than 50% of meetings virtually. You have
And
to
more
be
than two
here.
in a row, I think it is?
Right.
Yes, that's
Right.
3.5, it says consecutive meetings.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah,
It all sounds good to me.
I've heard this before. This sounds like an old policy that they're just keeping.
every board to adopt.
Has anybody read through the entirety of this?
I don't know
I
if you
think I
have.
have.
We just got it.
I think I have.
Yeah, Laura probably has, so.
And the others that 50% of the members must be present, so we can't all Zoom.
Yeah. And there has to be a quorum. If there's a technical glitch and somebody can't communicate, you have to have a quorum of people who can communicate.
But this is the current policy that the Board of Works has now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Clay, it is an active policy already for Board of Works.
Okay.
So it'd be just a matter, like she said, of just changing the wording in here for the tree board from the City Board of Public Works and Safety.
And
That one did.
so
And that's one date.
Yeah.
of
I
June
presume
7th.
that if we find something that isn't relevant or needs to have a discussion for change, we can pass this
And
and
do a
then
modification
make
if we need
corrections
to, right.
later if needed,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
modifications. So is that the agenda item?
That would be what we added to the agenda of new business.
So we can discuss that later
Yeah,
on that?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, any other communications?
Don't think so.
All right.
Oh, David Stanfield. I think everybody saw that email from David Stanfield. Okay, so.
All right.
Okay, you didn't see it.
Oh, right, right.
Okay. Basically, he was interested in the job if it had a increase in salary.
Yes.
Barbara said-
So
Yeah, and
So,
I pretty much said
you
that is.
said back
yeah.
that he can certainly reapply if he wants, and we don't set the,
The fee or the job costs, so that's not.
we don't
it's-
set the,
Yeah, we can't
Yeah.
worry about his salary. That's not something that we can
That's
do.
not ours.
And it seems like, I think I indicated in the email back to him that it was the town council, or the city council's mandate that was it. That was all we were gonna get. We were lucky to get that, so
Yeah.
we were happy to get
Tell
that.
them the old salary, you know.
Yeah, from 40-something to 62, yeah, so.
he probably won't apply then.
Yeah. So, all right. Item 6 on our agenda, committee reports. Outreach. Laura, do you have anything on outreach?
Don't think so.
All right, the rest of these are usually the arborist and education, gardening, landscaping. Laura Koch used to talk about that. Monthly news and tips. I think for the past month or so, you've seen me send articles and
Yeah.
things that I've been
Yeah.
forwarding when I come up with. So
And I
let's see.
did put it on the Facebook page.
Good. Yeah, so there's, if anybody finds anything like that on tree care and anything, just send it to all of us and we can get it as a link into the Facebook page as well. So that's nice news and tips as far as public relations as well. Calendar events, I don't know that we have any particular thing coming up planned, so I don't know if there's anything there. Arbor Day, of course, is past. Won't have
Okay.
another Arbor Day till next spring, so.
But I did take $338 that we got in donations at our two tree giveaway events and turned it into the comptroller. So we have that one.
I think we can talk about that when we get to the new business signage discussion again. All right, and our Facebook page, Mary, you want to
Yeah,
brief us a little more on that?
so I created a, rudimentary Facebook page that's called Michigan City Tree Board, and a couple people found it without us advertising it at all. And I did want to get just an okay from the board that it's okay that we have this. It's got the board's approval. For the cover photo, I have the flag that says Tree City, and then I didn't put any profile photo, so it just defaulted to a big M, which is for Michigan City, I guess. And it does allow you to post jobs. So I did post the arborist job. I just cut and pasted from what was on the Facebook page of the city, as Chris directed me, and or posted, and nothing, no bites yet.
None of the two people who visited the site looking for that job yet?
No, but two people did make, comments like that they want, and I think I passed those on, that people are, hoping to get their trees on their street taken care of. And so I guess with jobs, this part is new to me, but on the Facebook page it will be active for 30 days. And then I guess it must just go away, and then after that we can post again, just so that things that don't just live out there forever without anyone, taking care of them. And I don't know if I'll wait on the Girl Scouts, or I could jump in here. I'll wait on the Girl Scouts.
Okay.
So I'd like to just kind of piggyback off that comment about the Facebook page. There's numerous community pages. Michigan City has a few. LaPorte County, and the like, that we could, if you are a member of that group, you could post a link to the tree board Facebook page just to get the word out.
And very good, because I haven't done anything like that
Yeah.
until I think maybe we need a motion or something that says we want to promote a tree board page, Facebook page.
I will ask for a motion to have Mary's tree board page approved and move forward. Do I have a
Since I
motion?
brought up the idea, I'll make the motion.
Anyone second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. So,
And there was, I had another thought about it, but of course,
Oh, well, let me
quickly as
jump
it
in
came
then
in, it
and
went
see
out.
what.
If you want some photos, you could just take them off my webpage too.
Excellent, excellent. And I
A
made,
planting event or whatever you want. Yeah.
good, oh, that would be wonderful. I made Laura a co-administrator
Administrator.
in case, I won't say if I get hit by a bus, but in case I win the lotto and I'm no longer available.
why wouldn't you want to come here?
Just so that there's not, only one way in, but I would welcome anyone else, to be on there just so that it's,
I don't know
Safety.
how to activate that.
oh, okay.
Because I looked in my notifications, they only go back 1 week.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
You didn't get a notification that you were made an admin?
I might have,
but it's older than
but
a
it
week.
would be a month ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, could I make someone else an admin? You and I can try and work on that together,
Okay.
but, just as a safety.
Sure.
In case something
Yeah.
happens. Anyone else?
Dahlia, you're pretty familiar with Facebook. Do you know?
Could I make you
Sure,
an
absolutely,
admin? That'd be
yeah.
great, just so that there's some.
You got enough?
Use Facebook.
Ah, okay.
I use as
Oh,
little
and
as
then
possible.
can we pass that around?
Yeah.
oh,
So I just made
Your
one
page
copy.
is just your page and not through Facebook. Okay.
I don't know.
So you can see
Well-
what that looks like.
Mary, do you have the credentials? You know the credentials to sign into the page, correct?
Yes, yeah.
So, do you know your personal credentials to sign into your Facebook page, your username and password?
Yeah.
No, I have no idea what they are. That's it's
I
always
was going
on.
to say, then don't do what I was going to tell you.
Okay,
I was going to tell you can sign out of your Facebook page
which I never do.
and then sign in to
This
one, but you're going to need to know your username
Personal
and password
login,
to
yeah.
get back into your personal page.
Yeah, I sure don't know mine anymore either. It's always on my phone.
Okay. You and I can have a phone call about that and
Sure.
we'll work that out.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. All right.
So we have a motion of, did we vote on it?
We voted on
Oh,
it.
super.
You're good to go.
Thank you.
All right, going down our list. First item, city park trees. Anybody have any discussion or on that? No? Tree walk. This
We
is-
had one before?
Not during my tenure.
Okay.
The tree walk, I think it's what they have in Fort Wayne at, which is like, you walk through an area and that they have trees planted. And there's something similar down at Jasper Pulaski, where they have all the trees,
Mark?
Labeled with what
yeah,
species they
that they're
are.
planted
Okay.
and they're labeled.
That sounds nice.
And that's kind of old, so some of the labels are gone.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's there.
So, and maybe an idea for the arborist to fulfill, okay.
City street trees, Franklin lighting. That's,
Okay, one thing I probably should have mentioned, but I forgot it in communications. It's a casual communication with the tree crew that was cutting down a bunch of limbs in my neighborhood, and they told me that a tree had to be removed at 722 Franklin, which is in front of Renee's Bridal, and so that tree will need to be replaced.
That's one of those in the tree grate in the sidewalk.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably.
722 Franklin. When was that going to be removed?
I think it had been removed.
already.
Yeah.
So we need to then set up a replacement? Or we need to notify someone, or?
Well, it would be my suggestion, we're going into the summer months, and this is not a great time to plant
No,
trees.
right.
So, given the idea that we're currently in search of an arborist, hopefully by late summer, we will have filled that position, and we would, yeah, you might want to knock a little harder.
Yeah.
But assuming the position is filled by then, I think we would want to consult with the arborist as to what type of tree should be put in there in its place.
Yep.
I also believe we should keep a list of trees that need, like places that need a tree.
Yes.
So that when we do get one, like
Yeah.
Yes.
they have a running list of where they should go. So I think that would be first one on the list for this year.
Let's add that to our agenda for all future meetings and discuss tree locations that anybody comes up with during the prior month. Somewhere on our list, maybe after, somewhere right here with the city street trees, there might be a place, locations or something under that, or possible locations.
What would happen right now if we need to address a tree? I mean,
That's the question we all had, because that's always been our forester's role, is to get that moving. Then we as a board would just vote on approval of the locations or not, kind of thing.
that's for planning, but what if there has to be a removal? I mean,
Yeah, what if
the
there's a
city
safety
hires
issue?
somebody, I guess, but
Yeah.
is it the streets department then?
I would
I-
imagine it would be through Central
Central
Services.
Service has been doing that,
Yeah.
Okay,
but it was always, I think, the forester just worked with Central
Yeah.
Services, and now there's really not that connection between us and them.
should be someone in charge, as you're saying.
So Steve Hahn at City Hall is taking the calls when you call in, and it will say like vector control and forester, or acting forester, or taking calls for the forester, something like that.
Steve Hahn.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's the vector control person.
Yeah.
Yes. And he just filled that position, didn't he?
Not too long ago, yeah. Okay, and that leads, I'm gonna jump ahead here. Grant applications and maintenance.
And before we go to that, real quick, so if the city street trees and Franklin Street lighting, should we remove Franklin Street lighting?
I think so, yeah. Because that's not,
It's not a topic that is relevant at this point.
no.
Okay.
Correct. We're not working on something.
Hello.
The wrapping the tree. Don, how you doing?
Fine, fine.
Come on in.
The wrapping the trees and lights and that, what's happened in the past is something that the city's not gonna do for long. And then we talked about just putting lights, a
lights
permanent
on
light
there, yeah,
fixture on, and
that's
that hasn't
fallen
gone
through
anywhere.
as
Right.
well.
So, any discussion for grant applications and maintenance? Does
I was
anybody-
wondering if we want to look into that that grant that we had last year with the 25 trees to plant, community tree.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anybody who has any ideas and things that we've done in the past, we certainly want to keep up and see if there's any new
Well, the
things to
thing
look
about,
into
thing
community
about that
tree.
grant is we're kind of dependent on whether Clay can help us out with digging
Right.
holes.
And that's going to have to be a kind of a last minute decision.
Sure.
You know, it's just going to depend on staff availability, and you know, we're just like everybody else. We're struggling at this point to fill positions.
So, I mean, there's a time frame for completing the grant and submitting it, so maybe that's not possible.
How much was the grant last year? We got 25 trees.
Yeah, we got 25 trees.
And
Yeah.
how much were those, do you remember? Because they give us the money to buy the trees, correct?
No,
Oh,
they
we
gave
just
us
get
the trees.
Oh, okay.
They gave us the trees.
I think it's worth the risk though of
Yeah,
applying
absolutely.
for it. And then we'll have to just figure out how to
How to
plant
get them
them.
planted,
Like,
yeah.
that's gonna
They
be
have to be
a problem
planted
to
by
solve, but I
December.
think people want them. I'm gonna bring
Yeah.
that up because during my comments, but yeah.
Okay.
So I think people want them. We should start keeping a list of who would like a tree and
Okay.
we'll figure out how to make it happen. I mean, that was perfect how you did it last year, where, you know.
Yeah, that was great.
We'll see if we can do that organized, yeah, or even get more organized.
Well, maybe we should ask for less trees too. I'd hate to
Well,
do that.
I don't think it
yeah.
was. I don't think the trees were unmanageable. The number. I think it's just going to be a matter of really staffing on our part. I mean, it wasn't a huge burden on us by any means. If I could just have the latitude of kind of picking and choosing when we can get them in,
Right.
you know, when the time comes, type of thing.
Oh, yeah, if you
Yeah.
could pick
It
the
doesn't have to be
days.
on one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
we could do several days and
Sure,
whatever, just
okay,
kind of.
I
yeah.
mean, heck, I think my guy
Yeah.
was in and out of there in a couple,
And-
3 hours, yeah.
If it was multiple days, I would have been able to come help the day it was
Sure.
going on. I was
Sure.
had to get out of town.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so that kind of covers purchasing and tree planting as well. Planning department discussions. I don't know what previous discussions that our foresters had with planning and that, but we can certainly talk with Skylar, maybe even have him come in and talk to us at length as to what planning would like to see. I know we just, a couple of months ago, and I think we've gone through this, where planning just modified one of their the ordinances for lot sizes and clearing of trees, and letting the city of Michigan City know what trees are on site before work is cleared. So things like that he could talk to us about. So I'll try to talk with Skylar. It's not going to be this week, probably next week, and see if we can set up that he can come into our next meeting maybe and just talk about things that we can help him with and that he can help us with as far as trees and the planning for the city.
That sounds good.
And I'm going to actually put that down as what I have to do, not let him get away from it. We keep missing each other, so. Next item is a forester item, urban forest plan maintenance. Tree city designation. I think, Mary, you did everything, got things together, and Dahlia's helped us
Yeah,
in the past
yeah.
picking up things. So
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we keep that rolling. And Dahlia, now that you're back on board, maybe you can help us and make sure that we're getting all the paperwork together along the way that we need to
Well,
have.
especially
to
the
work
signs
on this.
were in central services, but now that we have a new vector control guy, I mean, they wouldn't throw them out, would they? They're giant signs, and we need to get them up, you know,
Yeah.
and
We
then
do.
put a current sticker on with 22 years on there or whatever.
Yeah, and I did deliver those to City Hall into the mailboxes. It was Good Friday and they were closed, but someone let me in.
What do you mean mailboxes for?
In City Hall where they have the mailboxes,
Yes.
it was like vector control, and I had talked to Steve Hahn and left a message with him. So when I phoned him back, he said he didn't have them, but his boss never threw anything out, so he was sure they were around someplace.
Yeah,
So,
we
so
stumbled across them when we were looking for other things, you know, from the former forester or from
Okay.
Harper's, yeah.
For the 22 years stickers?
Well, we could buy the stickers, but they had those
No,
big
there's
signs.
larger signs. Those were the ones you brought in that one.
Yeah,
board
they're
meeting.
huge.
Yeah.
So the signs should still be somewhere there. I didn't want to take them
Right.
physically,
Yeah.
so they're in central services. The last time I
have we had those mounted somewhere in the city before?
No.
we have to.
Yeah, those, if I remember, those had to be at least 24 by 36.
Have you
if not
seen those,
larger.
Don?
They're big.
Have you?
Yeah, I saw them out on Highway 20 where the old Pepsi plant
yeah.
used to be. Okay. Because I remember seeing it all the time when I was coming home from work.
Okay.
I remember it being
Is it
out
still
there.
up?
Pardon?
Is it still up?
Is it still up?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's still up.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, because I
I
don't
would've
think it's...
noticed.
Is that at the Michigan City sign? Was that at the same location on 20?
No, not down that, not down that far.
Down by County Line, yeah.
Yeah, it's down, well, it's not Pepsi anymore. I'm trying to think. It's at Building Supply.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
know
know
what you're
whatever
talking
the
about.
name of that is. It used to sit out there. Yeah, I don't know where it's at now, but yeah.
Well, wouldn't that be a good location?
It would be a good location as you come into the city. Yeah,
Yes.
I think we talked about locations probably right on 421 if there's someplace coming off 94 that we can
Yeah.
get it up coming into town on North, and then anybody coming in from that direction where Don was just talking about too.
Okay, I get to also, may I jump in?
Absolutely.
I'd like to piggyback this on what I talk about all the time, that Michigan City is now a bird town, and there are nice signs, and maybe those could go together,
It's-
Tree City and Bird
Trees and
Town.
birds do go together, so our signs should
So
go together.
I did attend the city council meeting last night, which was quite interesting, but then when I finally got to me, I told them they didn't have to vote on anything or no contentious arguments, but that we had received this designation, and then I asked where I should, who I should go to with the sign, which I brought in, and they said to contact Chris in the office. But I would love to see both of those on the same signpost.
Can I ask you to be our chairman of the Tree City Sign and Bird City Sign Committee to get these erected?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. So, yeah, follow up with
Yeah.
Steve Hahn or whoever you need to
Okay.
follow up with to see about getting this done and how we can do that. If there's something else that the tree board needs to do, get back to us next meeting and
Okay,
let us know, okay?
will do.
Great, very good, thank you. Fundraising efforts or goals. So far, our fundraising efforts has pretty much just been donations at the tree giveaway. Is there anything that anybody thinks we should be doing? Has there been anything in the past that the tree board has done beyond that? Dahlia, Laura, do you know?
Well, once when I was on the board, we sold candles, but that was, I don't know if that's a good thing that we want to continue.
Did you make a good return on the time spent doing that? Was it?
Frankly, I don't remember.
It's been that long ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking if we could think of something like a small yard sign to show that they're supporting trees, or I support trees, or, you know, whatever, I'm a tree lover. I mean, like, I'm not saying we gotta think of a nice slogan and a nice design, but maybe we could sell little signs like that.
Yeah.
Farmer's market or something like that,
Yeah.
and just say, are you a tree hugger? Here's a sign for you, or whatever. Yeah, so perhaps like a small thing like that.
Yeah, and then small,
See, Dahlia, open.
What about doing a miniature tree city? And that people can sort of advertise that in their own
Something
yard.
like that is good too.
Yeah.
It becomes a trendy thing.
and definitely a small print that says, you know, in support of the Michigan City Tree Board, so we know where it comes from and get.
Dahlia, I know you got a million things going on all the time, but is that something you can possibly
I will
look at
into
before
it,
our next
sure,
meeting?
Sure.
Okay, appreciate it.
And I'd be happy to work with you on it.
Mini sign fundraiser, something like
Something,
that.
yeah.
Something. I've got to think about it. Yeah.
Okay. Old business. We don't have to talk about the change in ordinance, I don't think. It's advertising the forester job to as many venues as possible. I think we've started doing that. Clay, you have,
So, I was going to bring that up. Has anyone contacted the Indiana Arborists Association or the National? It's actually the International.
I don't believe there's been any contact other
Okay.
than just
So
trying to get our
I will-
Facebook page out there.
The state association, I can post the job free of charge.
Great.
The international, you may recall,
You have to be
requires a
member-
membership.
How much was
And-
that? Do you remember?
It was either $160 or $360.
Do you remember? I know you mentioned it, and it seems like 160 because it didn't
I
seem
want
like
to say it was
that
somewhere
outrageous.
around 100. I can get.
If you could find out, I mean,
I will confirm that.
then we can
No,
just.
are we gonna get some international person to?
Well,
be our-
no, it's not. That's just. the
It's just
name
an
of it.
organization,
Yeah,
yeah.
So that covers United States.
Got it.
Canada,
I'm thinking like,
Mexico.
you know, yeah, you
no,
live in France,
so-
come over here and manage our.
Yeah, if you.
Why would you not want to come here from France?
Exactly.
You could. What's the
Right?
name of that group? International,
It's. I'll give. It's.
International
IAS?
Arborist or something,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
That's
recall
right.
right off the
You
top of
can
my
get
head.
back to
I'll
us
get
at the
back
next
to you.
next meeting or an email.
But I'll go ahead and post it on the state association's website, and then I will email everyone the financial information about the National Association.
A question, Laura, when you were reading the communication you got from James, he said that he had already posted it on a certain arborist page, and I was wondering if that's maybe
The
that.
Indiana Harbor Association or something, yeah.
He may have, but I can.
After you said I.
well, he didn't say that, he said, like, I could take Ivy Tech.
And then keep going.
Someone else takes IU, someone else, the closest Michigan City schools, etc. That way we get the word out. So he didn't say that he had done
Yeah, done
anything.
Okay.
He just had some
I
thoughts.
really remember you saying that he posted it somewhere. I wrote down
I don't think
arborist
so.
page. Okay.
I
Okay.
have a question though, do you guys have a link to the job? Like, I don't even know where that job link exists.
Well,
We can forward.
Well,
It's on the.
It's on the
web-
Michigan City Facebook page,
Yeah.
supposedly.
it is not.
I thought it was on the website, the Michigan City website.
I think it's on
It's on the
Michigan
Facebook
City.
page.
Yeah.
The
It's not on the Michigan
Michigan
City.
City.
Oh, it's
You can-
not.
You search for it and it says arborist, but if you click on it, it doesn't go anywhere. And I let Chris know this, and he said that they're down an IT person.
I know
Oh,
that.
that's right. You did mention that.
So
Not a
he's-
good excuse.
No.
he
No.
said that it's on the Facebook page, which is not.
Facebook is a bit of vipers, but anyway, okay.
So,
All right.
so that's where I copied the information that I put on our Facebook.
We have that email that Chris sent out with the job description on it.
Yeah, but no link.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I'll use that.
We
I'll
can
just copy and paste
paste
that onto
Okay.
the state site.
Is it still on Indeed?
No, because
No.
they have to pay for it.
That's very expensive.
Yeah. And I thought the position would just be through our personnel department with the city, and if people could just go and log in and put in an application. But that's not the way it's happening.
Okay.
And we've tried to get that clarified for months, and it's not
So-
going anywhere. So I don't know, Don. I don't know, Dahlia, who we need to talk to over there at City Hall to say, hey, we need to get this position where an applicant can get their application in.
Exactly. I mean, what is, we're going to have to, or the city's going to have to pay to get this thing out there. It just seems ridiculous to me that we can't even post it on Indeed.
Or even a job posting on the city's eMichigan City site. There should be a
Well-
place where all these positions the city is
Well,
looking
definitely
for
it
are.
ought to be on the city
Yeah,
website.
yeah.
That's crazy.
We don't
Just-
have a webmaster, sadly.
I thought they did. I know they
We
lost.
did not. We had an IT guy that did that, now the IT guy's gone.
He's gone too?
Caleb is no longer with.
No, I meant the other guy.
He's in
After
charge of
Caleb.
all the IT.
All the IT
for
within the
whole
city, yeah.
I don't think he has.
Has
time
any
to do
time,
web
right.
pages.
Yeah, but Dahlia, I think he's working down at the sanitary district. I don't think he's quit the city altogether. He moved from City Hall down to the sanitary district.
He's gone.
Oh, he's gone? Okay. Well, if that's the case, that's the case.
Yeah, because he was doing all the GIS maps and everything, because I know I'd gone in there and met him at the sanitary district a couple of times, and yeah, he is gone.
somebody else.
Well, so,
I can
All
put
the
it on
more
my
reason-
webpage,
Well,
but
yeah,
that's,
but-
my webpage is my name on it, but I
Right.
mean, I could put some meta text.
if the
on
IT
there.
person is gone, we can't get it onto the Michigan City website. All the more reason to spend $500 a month
To
At
get it
least
on some
on
association
Indeed.
sites, yep. Yep.
Put on Craigslist.
Well,
I don't know.
yeah,
I just wonder if we'll have more success putting it on the arborist
well, we might.
sites rather than
But-
Indeed.
Right.
You know, I think my guess is there's going to be more traffic on Indeed. The Arborist Association is less of a community as a
Right.
whole. The upside to the association page is that you have a captive audience. So,
And all the arborists may know someone else who might be looking for.
So I will make it I'll have this post, or at least try to have it posted. I'll at least get it to the association this week. And hopefully by next meeting, I can bring a report potentially showing what kind of activity it's received. And we can kind of use that as a gauge to determine whether it's the start of a success or if we need to go to council.
Are you gonna send that description to all of us? Like,
Yeah, I'll copy everybody on
Because
it.
I think I'm gonna put on LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's the same description
We
that
had
Chris had
some.
sent out. Yeah.
Which I think is the same thing that you posted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, LinkedIn might be a good place.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have
yeah.
some biological and naturalist people that
Okay,
I'm with, so take a look.
All right, thanks, Clay.
sure.
Thank you.
Any other old business?
Talia, will
Any-
you be able to put that on LinkedIn? Okay.
Any other old business?
I just wanted to continue on this. Do we want to do like what Jim suggested, Ivy Tech and IU and other schools?
Ivy Tech, James said he did.
No, he said he could
Said
take
could
it.
too, yeah.
So we'll tell him to do that.
I can reach out to Purdue.
Oh, super.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's a bit late, all the students are gone for the year.
Well, yeah, but
for next
generally-
year,
They're looking for work.
Generally, they'll post it on their website,
And for alums
and a
too.
lot of alums will review it.
Yep.
So who do you contact at the school?
I don't know the person's name. I'll just look up their website
Okay.
and I'll send it to them. And I'll be happy to call Michigan State or look up Michigan State. I'm guessing Illinois probably has a program.
You know, the Alumni Association I can contact, because don't they have a job thing for Yeah.
I can call Ohio State.
Dahlia, which alumni, or
UIC,
Okay.
I'll do.
So yeah, I'll be happy to reach out to these universities and at least see if we can send them the job notice
Yeah.
for their students and alumni.
Yeah.
You said, Clay, that you'll talk to Purdue, you're talking main campus,
Yep.
Lafayette. I'll do the Purdue Calumet
Okay.
and the IU South Bend.
Yeah, most of the Midwest agriculture schools, Purdue, Michigan State, Illinois, Ohio State, have a forester program.
I'll do my alma mater, University of Wisconsin.
There you go, Wisconsin, yeah.
Go
Go
Badgers.
Badgers, exactly.
Okay, any other old business? Hearing none, we'll move on to the next item, new business. Review of tree giveaways and takeaway for next year. I think one of the takeaways is we need signage.
Yes.
And that was something that we talked about adding at the beginning. So yeah, I like the two kind of concepts that you have there.
Yeah, I looked at, so one is like a yard sign, with the wires that you put in there, and even if we just had pots of something, we could always, or if we're not in a place that has grass where we could put it in there, that's something, small and mobile and that was, cheap. And then there's a big banner, of course, with that, then it's like, where do you hang it, if you have the grommets and all of that. So this seemed like a pretty,
That's a cheaper one.
yeah, and I would say put it on both sides. I think that's how I set it up for the cost of
So,
it.
may-
Double-sided, full color, 18 by 24.
Now, it's-
But we don't have to get it from here, but it's just sort of like the
I
concept.
actually,
Yeah.
so, a concept that we had is like, if you have a banquet table, you can put like a my sister made these for another organization, a 4 by 2 foot runner, and have
Just
your
hang it
logo
over
at the
the
bottom,
Ah.
and hang it that way. But if you want to carry in a parade or something like that, you just fold it in half, and then you have like a banner with a front. So that's kind of very inexpensive. I don't
Yeah.
think it was very much. So we can kind of put on a table or hang it up somewhere, kind of versatile.
Can you look at something like that for us for the tree board? Mary's got these things.
Do we have a tree board logo? Just asking, I don't know.
Not that I'm aware of. Have we ever had one, Laura? Do you know?
All right.
Is that something we want to look into?
Probably. I mean, I don't know if we could just use the corporate seal of Michigan City and just say tree board under it. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
We could, but I
What do you
know
think, Don? I
some-
mean, what do other boards do? Do they
I
do
know
anything
some.
like that? Do you know?
I'm not sure what any other boards.
None of the boards have their
do. I've
flags
never
hanging up
seen
in the
any other
corner?
boards, with banners or anything like that. Yeah.
I know a graphic designer that I can get
Okay.
going.
Yeah.
You know who it is, right? Yeah, you two both know who it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent work.
If you could look into that next point is the 300 and what'd you say it was $338 that we got in donations. Can we apply that to the cost of a banner like this?
Well, there's specific things that we can use it for. I think it's for buying trees and for educational purposes. And would this sign be considered an educational
I think
purpose?
so, yes. We're educating
It's
people
It's
about
educating them who
that the
we
board
are.
exists.
We'll double check with Yvonne, I think, before
Yeah,
we do that.
yeah.
Okay, super.
Because that's really been more my question, how we can actually spend the monies that we collect.
Yeah.
Well, educational events, if we need supporting materials for that, I think we can do
Yeah.
that. But-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we would use it at like the Earth Day extravaganza and
Yeah, that sounds
Arbor
really
Day
good.
giveaway.
Okay. Candidates for membership on tree board, I think we've got that covered. since we're-
That's taken care of.
Yay.
Thank you. Girl Scout tree planting at Elston.
No, they just sent some adorable photos.
Yeah, those
and
were pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I did, double check back, is this okay that we put on our Facebook page? And she said she had all of the parents sign, photo release.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, good.
And I did ask for another photo of a group of them in front of the planted tree. And she's gonna be gone for 2 weeks, but we'll do that. So that was terrific, but I'll go on and put them on our Facebook page.
Now, do we know that they've been continuing to water these trees? Not that we've
We
made
do
it the
not.
last few days,
We do,
but
right. We do not know that, no.
can you
No, I
follow
know.
up with them and see that is happening in these drier weeks coming up in the future? I mean,
Okay,
that's-
yeah. She said she's gonna be in Florida for 2 weeks, so I doubt
There's
that's
some
gonna
of our
be.
Girl Scouts are around. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's accessible location,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I assume there's no volcano,
Right,
mulch volcanoes there.
Correct.
Which Elston Y had a lot of volcanoes around their trees.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Well,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Check out the trees just to the south of Social Security Building on 7th Street.
Drew, welcome.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you reach out to them and indicate that that's probably not the best way to maintain a tree?
I'm
somebody
sure
over
they
there.
have I'm sure they will say, yeah, that will not be interested in my input.
Your
I think I
opinion?
probably told them once years ago.
Do you
Okay.
remember Jessica had those door hanger things though that had those instructions like not to pile the mulch and like she would leave it on people's doors like of their house.
Really, our previous
And
arborist had
Laura
that.
Cock and I
I
made
thought
up,
she was gonna do that or she did. I don't remember what that was, but that's kind of a cool idea when you
Yeah.
see something kind of
Yeah.
and then hey,
Oh, yeah.
she brought more
Nice.
info.
Yeah. There's that education thing again.
Yeah.
Laura Clark and I made up this whole thing about how to plant a tree, and the links were broken,
Oh,
and I don't even know where they are now. So maybe that needs to be done again.
Dennis has
Another
something
thing
to add.
that needs to be done again is, I don't think there's any links to the list of approved trees. Did you find that? Yeah.
Dennis has a question.
Yeah, I ran the Master Gardener Q&A table at the farmer's market for 10 years, and that might be something you'd want to consider, whether it's once a month or however often, to have those kind of things to pass out, or say, when you're in the neighborhood, why don't you hang these on doors, or here's the information you need to know, and we got a lot of attention and information out that way.
Just having a table at the farmer's market? A table at the farmer's market? Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
Like once a month?
Yeah.
Figure out which Saturday? That sounds good to me too, and then we'll have our banner pretty soon.
Yeah.
You and your banner.
Okay, next item was the Zoom policy discussion. Has everyone had a chance to kind of take a look at what was provided here that the Public Works and Safety Board uses?
Just glance through it, and I would suggest we adopt it and change the names to the appropriate name.
and the date?
And the
the
date?
Date would be probably the day after our next board meeting, so we can approve it at the board meeting and have it effective that next day. Does that make sense?
Is there any reason we can't approve it now
Well, I was gonna say, can we approve it now? That way,
and make it effective?
make it
Pending changes. Pending
Well,
changes, like the name of
that
the...
way, if somebody, so we can in fact have a Zoom if needed
Yeah.
for the next
So
meeting.
somebody could come by Zoom if necessary.
Can we do that?
Yes, so I move that we accept the policy statement with the changes of, name changes and the date being what date? July
Yes,
6th?
It would be, yeah,
July 6th?
How about
before the
July
meeting.
5th?
Yeah, before the
July
meeting.
5th?
Yeah.
Okay.
The day before.
Yep,
Or we could just do it.
Or tomorrow.
could be tomorrow, yeah.
All right.
I mean, if all the
Effective-
changes can be made.
I don't know,
Effective tomorrow.
which is June
9th is tomorrow.
Okay, effective July. So I move that we accept this policy with the name changes and in effect June 9th.
I second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. Thank you. All right, that gets us to comments from board members. Any
I have
comments? You have none?
I would comment.
Good.
I actually want to pass these out because this is my last copy, the last list of people who we planted trees
Oh,
for.
right.
I really think we need to go
Visit
visit
these.
and just kind of say, oh,
you want
look how nice
everybody to
it's
take one?
looking. Yeah,
Okay.
I have enough for everybody in the board. So but first of all, did we skip any of these? If you would just look them over, I know it's, you have to look and you look and.
Well, yeah, I know there was a little confusion on my part. I'd have to,
I think, did we do the Fogarty Street? Did we?
I'm
do-
wondering, I think we got to each location, I think the number of trees per location may have
May
changed a
change
little
I
bit.
think we didn't do Fogarty Street.
I think we didn't do
I think
the
there
number
was a
10.
reason for that.
Yeah, something happened with number 10. Oh, I think they couldn't dig there. They couldn't,
They're
something like
correct.
or the locate
That
said they couldn't
was,
dig.
well, no, there was a right-of-way that was too narrow,
Okay,
yes. And
so
I
number
think
10
that
I'm
was it.
crossing off, but how about the rest of these? Did we do all the rest of these?
Number 3 is also Fogarty Street, that was
But it's
fine.
not the one that we canceled. I think
Yeah,
There
we
was-
did- we did
There was
that
a
one.
location that it was too narrow, and yeah, we could not
Okay,
dig.
so it would be really nice, I don't know how to do this, but go visit these, and then maybe again, a hang tag thing or a little note to let her, hey, thank you for taking
I
care of
don't
the
have
tree,
to.
don't forget to water during hot weather, or some kind of thing
Right.
like that. I think that would be, I'd like to revisit them myself, so I can go do this, I mean, I don't know, just kind of drive around and
I'm game to go with you.
then
Sure.
yeah, just take a picture
That'd be
and
fun.
whatever, like, just kind of,
Yeah.
and then
See what the success
publicize
rate
this, like,
was,
look,
yeah.
these people volunteered to get a tree, and look how
Look how
well
nice
it's
they
doing.
look this year, yep.
Hopefully
And
they
next
do.
year, the next 25, you know, that we're gonna apply for, who's applying for that grant again? Yeah.
Well, is it Community?
Yeah.
Community.
COMMUITREE?
Community, T-R-E-E,
Community tree.
Yeah,
community.
It's
Okay.
I can believe it's at NERC,
I think so.
so.
I can at least Google it and see what's necessary.
And again, if we do make these little yard sign things, maybe they get one or whatever, if you ask them to get one or something like that. Yes, sir, Dennis?
Whoever does the info table at farmer's market, check with me because there's all kinds of things you can be doing for fundraising at that as well. Donations, the yard signs for $1, badges for $1, so on.
Okay,
Oh, thank you.
Check back with us.
all right, we'll talk to you.
Dahlia, anything else?
Hold on, I took some
Here we go.
notes here. Put in my notes here. Oh, I would recommend maybe next meeting, we look at the committees and just see if we want to streamline them and kind of make them, they just seem kind of nebulous. I don't know. So if we can want to streamline
very
them and
good description
organize
of our
them and just
committees.
kind of make,
We are definitely
and then
nebulous.
put people's names next to each one
Yes,
or whatever.
that'd be great.
It kind of
Yeah.
looks a little, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's not my style, but you know, whatever,
Yeah.
so you could just kind of organize it a little bit more.
Eliminate nebulousness. Okay. Clay, you have anything?
The only thing I had, I think Drew may have addressed it. It was a little warm in here, and I saw you over there playing with the thermostat.
Your next visit, I'm gonna get the air nice and cool.
Thank you.
I'll bring my jacket.
We all feel like we're on the hot seat and there's not a lot of people here.
Exactly.
All right. Mary?
Well, this will wait till we have an IT person, but also on the eMichigan site, the time for our meeting says 6 o'clock rather than 6:30, and I know that's why, I think why the mayor showed up at that time. And also Forrester has 2 R's in it misspelled in one of the locations. But
Where is
I,
that?
on eMichigan site, Michigan City. But I will hold on to those.
That's just for rest. That's fine.
Yeah, but the rest I addressed here. Oh, I guess the other thing was, I'd like to see this displayed in City Hall, like are there like glass cabinets or something like that? I mean, that seems like the kind of place this would be for, 2021 Tree City USA.
Can you contact
Chris?
Chris Shigelski and talk
Okay.
to him about it?
Yes.
I don't know where our other 21.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Central Services, yeah, in Duxbury or somewhere. Probably, I don't know.
That's all I had. So then for this, yeah, so I've got a list of things to
Okay.
follow up.
Thank you. Nothing? I have nothing else, so public comments?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Mr. President. Yeah, and the reason I came is because I walk Franklin Street quite a bit from Gardena or from Cool Spring Ave up to 11th Street. And one thing I've noticed over the years, but especially this year, this spring, is some of the trees have really been damaged, beat up. I don't know if it's people that are walking down the street and just pulling limbs off some of these trees. And especially, it seems like in the 1900 block, 2000 block, and that's right in the neighborhood of like St. Joe Hall and where the old Michigan City Savings and Loan used to be, in that area there. Yeah, some of those trees they're dead already. And there's been a number of trees that have been involved with accidents, car accidents. They've been wiped out, never replaced.
Yep.
And I don't know if we're waiting just to keep knocking these trees down, never replacing anything, but it was very beautiful when everything was planted there and it was maintained. And I know we don't have an arborist right now, but I just wanted to come to the meeting to personally get it on the record so that the board can keep track of it and try to get that rectified.
Yeah, I think that's, again, that would fall under the purview
A
of
list
the
of trees where we know we need to put trees.
arborist
Yep.
and,
Yep.
yeah.
Do you think some of those community trees, like maybe like we had some left over at the end? we could have just put them in?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If we have a list of right-of-way areas through commercial, we know we can
Yes.
can
'Cause,
plant
yeah,
some
they don't
trees.
go on city
So,
property anyway,
Yeah,
so,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good start.
yeah, so I mean, if we were able to plant almost 25 last time, if we get 35 or 40 this time, if we don't get a
Well, I
resident
think he
taking all
asked
the
for
extra
50
trees.
and he got
Is that
20.
what it was?
But I think on Franklin Street, the trees are different
Yeah, we need to have more
than
salt
throughout the
tolerant
rest of
and
the city.
things.
There's some kind of flowering, I don't know the name of the tree, but they flower.
They are beautiful, aren't they, in the spring?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
amazing,
We're not
the
planting
flowers.
Calvin
When they
Fair.
bloom.
No, there's a lot of pear trees up and down
Yeah,
Franklin.
no, these aren't pear trees, these are
Yeah, it's
something
got
else, yeah, it's
some kind of
really,
white
Related,
little-
they're related to a lilac.
White little,
Yeah.
A lilac
Okay.
smell.
and they have a beautiful,
yeah.
they
Smell
smell nice,
greatness,
whatever
yeah.
they are.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
And
so,
lilacs are.
anyway, I just
a
want
great
to bring
sign.
that to the board's attention. And then just one thing that I caught wind of that you're talking about, and that's with this arborist and getting it on the website to get it advertised. To me, not having an IT person because he went to another job is no excuse. We still have Andy Mechanic, who's the head of the IT department, that can get those kind of things done. And I think that, if the board wants to look into that, to give Andy a call and say, hey, can we get this done, get it on the website, get it over with.
I will do that tomorrow, now that I have a
Pardon?
name, I will give him a call tomorrow.
Yeah. Andy's a good guy, and I know he'll help as much as he can.
Great,
Yeah.
appreciate that name, thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else from the public?
I'll talk to you later.
You are the public.
You don't have public comments?
He already made some comments.
Okay.
I've forgotten what a board meeting could be like. I haven't been at one for over
Okay.
2 years, so
All right.
I'm
See what you've missed?
acclimated.
Yes, you got something?
Yes, and this goes back to last month, but Steve Hahn in Vector Control said that he had gotten questions about the 600 block of Faulkner, and he wanted to get guidance of how to handle that since we don't have an arborist at this point.
Have you gone by there to see what his point is? Can you contact him?
He said he
and maybe meet
received
him?
photos.
Oh, did he send the photos to
No,
an email?
no. It was when I talked to him about the signage. He's like, hey, as long as I have someone from the tree board here.
And it's 600 block of Faulkner.
Yeah.
Now I thought of something.
Yes.
Is there any way that your website can also be used as a referral site for information about trees?
The Facebook
Yeah.
page sure could be.
Yeah. I mean,
It's in its very early
It's infancy.
stages.
No, I understand that, but I'm just...
It's just
I'm
crawling
thinking-
right now.
But if you have a particular website that's a good source that we can put a link to, absolutely, we'd do that.
Yeah, or have like a bibliographic list of websites that you can punch into. Then.
I mean, that was like arbor.org is where, at the tree giveaway, is where I printed out all of the different tree
Right.
species information
But
sheets.
something
and
that really identifies you so that people know that you're the local clearinghouse to contact, and that also gets you more press and, even have a thing of sign up to be friends of the tree board, and get our monthly
Well,
info.
I guess my concern with that is, we are still just kind of finding our way with that, and
Right.
I don't want to open the floodgates, and
But something you can think ahead and.
Yeah.
I do think
We can look at
having,
other sites that, how do they manage it in this county or that county?
Well, we used to have a really good arborist site. Remember our forester had a really good site, and I wonder if it's still live. I'm going to look at that.
okay.
I had a link on that from my webpage, but I don't know if it's still live because
Yeah.
someone outside
He has
of
to
Michigan
maintain
City
that.
did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, it was really like a lot of background information about all the different trees and
Yeah.
whatever, so I'm gonna take a look.
But you want people
That's
to
a lot.
automatically think of, what do I do
Yeah.
with the
If I do
trees?
this,
Well,
yeah.
contact the tree board of Michigan City, they'll know, and they can refer you and
Well, yeah,
become a
there's,
viable
the
option.
Facebook page is going to be limited because it's a
Sure.
stacking
Sure.
type of format. You know, we can put that link on there, but 2 years from now, it can be get
pushed,
lost.
yeah, way down
you know,
the line,
1,000
yeah.
posts later.
Yeah, right.
I could pin it to the top so that when people
You
go there,
could.
they see that
Yeah.
first.
But, you know, is there, I don't even recall, it's been so long since I've looked on the city's website, is there a link to the tree board on the Michigan City website?
Yeah,
There's a link to the ordinance establishing us, I know.
Right.
But there's no link to a
It's
page.
still live, you guys.
Look at that.
All right.
Check this
How about
out.
that? What's the
Bravo.
name? What's the web-
mctrees.org.
Oh,
I wonder who,
Still looking lovely.
oh,
I
okay.
wonder who the administrator is for that.
I have an idea, but I don't want to say it.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't want to like just speculate. So.
Yes.
But look, they have like all the different trees, like
Super.
information, like
Perfect.
It was a really great website.
That's
I
So if you have an idea, would you be able to reach out to that person?
Yes, I could.
good.
Yeah, adopt a tree, forestry, they have really a lot.
If they're willing to hand over the reins to the site, we'd be happy to take it.
There you go.
Well,
Can you
yeah.
pass that down there?
Yes. What do I?
No, just you,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Were you saying something to me then about the Facebook page?
Nope, I think we, yeah, we're all good.
All right, any other public comments? Public comments? All right. Public comment is closed. Our next meeting is July 6, 2022, at this location at 6:30. With that, I'd like a motion for adjournment.
I so move.
Second.
A second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
We stand adjourned. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
And thank you, Don.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.